Hey, my name is Jeremy Watson, and what I want to talk to you about today is actually 10 big things that I actually think can stop you from achieving your goals. Uh, and these things aren't to be taken lightly, even though I may only cover them briefly, they will and can, in fact, stop you from preventing your goals. And there's a lot more things than just these 10 things, but these are 10 big ones that people do on pretty much a daily basis, or they run into on a daily basis, that actually stops them from, you know, pursuing their goal, achieving their goals, or even moving closer towards their goal. All right. And the first one I want to talk about is actually something that I gave up. I don't know how long. Couple years now. I think 17. 17, I stopped watching TV. And TV, there's nothing wrong with TV. All right, TV, if you want to, de-stress, you want to get the stress out, sit down, watch some TV, have a few laughs, watch a movie or something like that. But there are some people that I have worked with that just absolutely watch way too much damn TV. They sit down like their whole schedule coming home and getting off work, and then their whole schedule from the time they walk in the door is based around TV programs and what they're doing, commercials and everything like that. And that is a really crappy way to, schedule your life. TV, it's all right. You can learn a lot from TV. You can, de-stress from TV, but some people, they just watch way too much of it. All right. But if you're watching it every once in a while, it's fine. But if you're sitting down every night watching the same TV shows or whatever it may be, just stop doing it. Just cancel your cable, just get Netflix or something and just turn it on when you have time. One of the biggest things I worked with one of my most recent students was actually they were really addicted to watching TV. They couldn't get nothing done because, they get home from work at 5, they hop in the shower. After they hop in the shower, their favorite TV show comes on at like 6:30, 7. I can't remember which one it was, American Idol or something. I don't know. I don't even know which TV shows come on anymore, but they watch that, and then by the time they're done watching it, they're eating dinner, and then by that time it's 10 o'clock at night, and how are you supposed to get anything done? And that was a big thing. So if you're watching way too much TV, more than 5-6 hours a week, you need to cut back on it. And that's just my personal opinion. But what you can do instead of watching TV is, pick up a book, and read, read and learn something that is ultimately helping you achieve a skill that can help you get closer to your goal. All right. Another thing that I want to talk about is surrounding yourself with people who don't reach their goals. Now, they say you become the 5 people you spend the most time with. And personally, I've cut out all the negative people in my life, all the lazy people, all the people that aren't working hard. And I've cut out all those people. People that just complain and talk too much, those people as well as people who don't, reach their own goals. If you're out setting your own goals and you have friends that set their goals, but they aren't real goals, they're just like, oh, it's January 1st and I just want to, make, $10,000 a month or something like that. And they work at McDonald's and then they don't do nothing about it or whatever it may be. That can really discourage you. You are who you're associated with, and you really want to be careful about that because, believe it or not, people rub off on you. You start acting the same, you start doing the same things, and if somebody that is in your circle is lazy, you ultimately become lazy. So avoid people who don't, reach their goals, all right? The next thing is being selfish. There are people that I've talked to that are all about themselves. They just want to them, all about me. This is what I did, this is what I did, this is what I did. This is how I'm going to help myself. and they're not about, other people. Now, in order to reach your goals, you're going to have to eventually help somebody or change somebody's life in a way to achieve your own goals. So do unto others as you would do unto yourself, basically. Serve others first. That's really the quick fix to this. Serve others first, add value to other people's lives, help people get to where they want to get, and you can get to where you want to get, basically. The best example I can come up with is when I taught my Top of YouTube method. I sold Top of YouTube, which was a product teaching how to rank videos. It was one of the first, it came out years ago. It was one of the first products saying, hey, this is how you rank videos on YouTube. And it had the whole formula and everything, and I sold it for $500. Now, I gave a lot of value in that course, and what happened is, when the word got out that was, people loved the product, ultimately people kept on buying it. People were recommending people, and I didn't even have an affiliate program or nothing. And I was giving value to other people, letting my secrets out of the bag, and I wasn't just holding the secrets to myself. Now, I did sell it, but ultimately I over-delivered for anybody that actually applied that info. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is being negative. This is a killer. Now, I know being positive and all that is okay. They always say, think positive. And it's, to be honest, it's the most difficult thing in the world to always be positive. Think about the better in the situation. I hate when people say that. It's like, well, somebody just ran into the back of me and shattered, my back window, and now my car is totaled or whatever. Well, think about the best in this. What is good about this situation? Sometimes it's hard to think, positive, all right? But if you always think negative, it will ultimately drag you down. You are what you think about most, and you are who you associate yourself with. But if you're always thinking negative, ultimately your life is going to become negative, and you're going to become depressed, and you're going to be sad, and you're not going to be motivated to do anything, and it's just going to suck. So avoid being negative at all costs. All right. The next one I really want to talk about is something I fall into way too much, and it is starting too many projects. Starting way too many projects. I am, personally, I have a ton of ideas. A gazillion ideas go through my head on a daily basis. I write them down, I get started on them or whatever. And ultimately, when I'm working on way too much, what happens is I don't get anything done. None of the products launch, none of the websites launch, none of the anything launch. I have probably, I think, 200 domains, and I maybe have fully built websites on maybe 18 to 20 of them. And some of them have partially built sites. Some of them have, nothing. They're just a domain. They were an idea or whatever I had and bought the domain or whatever it may be. And when you work on too much, you can't focus on one thing long enough to get it done. All right. You have a limited amount of time a day. So you got 24 hours in a day. You spend 8 hours sleeping, about, 6 hours, eating, and, I don't know what, I can't remember the stats, but basically about 14 hours a day, you're pretty much occupied. And the other time, you're basically, if you're working or something like that, that only leaves you like 4 or 5 hours a day to get stuff done. So you got to make sure you maximize your time. If you're starting on way too much and you're focusing on way too much, you're never going to get anything done. And I promise you that because I've experienced it. All right. So the next thing is a big thing that I had to actually get through. I didn't realize it, but there was a lot of people in my life that actually discouraged me, and I was listening to them. A lot of people that, my friends when I was growing up, all right, we're all 16, 17, 18. I got started in this when I was 16, so everybody's living with their parents. I'm like entrepreneur. I'm like, go. And I'm telling my friends about it. I say, hey, I just made $1,000 today, and they're like, that online stuff is all scams or whatever. I'm like, I just made $1,000. What are you talking about? That online stuff's a scam. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Maybe it is. Ultimately, it kind of sabotaged my own business, sabotaged myself, and I didn't even realize I was doing it because their negative thoughts and their discouragement was actually eating at me every single day, and it just sucked. It sucked so much, and I didn't realize how much of an effect it had to me, but ultimately it was making me sabotage my own success, sabotage my own projects, my products and everything, to where I didn't have the motivation to do it, and I ended up getting a fucking job, which took up a majority of my time, and basically my business went under after I got a job, because that's what everybody else was talking about doing. Let's get a job. I'm like, okay, whatever. But, after I cut those people out of my life, everything really started to change because I had motivation again, and I really, I implore you to take this one serious. I really do. Don't listen to people who discourage you, all right? The next thing I want to talk about is not taking responsibility for your actions when things go wrong, whatever happens. Now, there are some things that you can't control, like being in a drive-by shooting, you're a victim of circumstance. But how you react to that is all about you. It's your responsibility. How you react. Did you just stand there and say, shoot me or whatever? Or did you duck and dive and dodge and whatever you had to do? All right? And the same thing comes with your business, with your life. And if you don't take responsibility for your actions and you have no control over what happens, if you don't blame yourself for not achieving your goals, and you can't fix it because you have to wait for the person that you're blaming to fix it. All right, so if I ended up blaming, I don't know, one of my friends, why I didn't achieve my goal, or why my product launch didn't do very good, whatever it may be, then I couldn't change it the next time it comes around. And when that hits you, you can take a step back and say, I put all this blame on this person, but that's basically giving them the control of what's happening in my life. And if you can't take responsibility for your own actions and for what's going on in your life, why things happen to you, then you can't control it and you can't change it. So take responsibility for your own actions. Take responsibility for achieving your goals, and take responsibility for changing when bad things happen or something doesn't go the way that you plan it on going. All right. The next thing is procrastinating. I just got this coffee cup that I drink out of every morning. I know coffee is, probably the worst thing for you in the morning because you crash afterwards. But the coffee cup says, don't fucking procrastinate. And I love that coffee cup because I see it every single morning, and it reminds me to not procrastinate. But what I find is so many people, even myself, I'm victim of it. I do it. I procrastinate. And I know probably you have too, or whatever. And somebody you may know, if you don't want to take responsibility, procrastinate. And this is a goal killer. All right. If you don't take action, like immediate action on your goals every single day, and you just kind of put it off, basically it becomes, just thin air. And at the end of the day, if you don't take any action towards anything, nothing changes. So don't procrastinate. All right. So to have a really quick fix for this, make sure your goals are broken down into really manageable pieces, really small pieces, so you can hit those and check them off. All right. Or if you're building a house or whatever it may be, and that's your goal, make sure that you have all your goal broken down into little bite-sized pieces so you can check them off as you go, so you can feel like you're getting stuff done, and that encourages you a lot more to complete your goal. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is lacking a higher purpose. Now, if you set a goal, it can be set on anything. Anything imaginable. Losing weight, building a house, making a lot of money, getting a new car, getting a girl of your dream, guy of your dream, getting married, having a kid, whatever it may be. But understanding how your goal is relevant to you allows you to preserve it even when there's enough, like a lot of stuff going on. So think about your why. All right, think about why you want this and understand it, like truly understand why you want to achieve this goal. So at the end of the day, you have a higher purpose for achieving this goal. So if I want to earn $10, $20, $30,000 a month, or from this launch or whatever it may be, why is it that I want that? It's because usually I want to take my family out somewhere, or I want to pay some bills, or whatever it may be. So that's a big thing. All right. So having your why. All right. And the last thing I want to talk about is huge, and this is probably the biggest reason why people don't achieve their goals, and it's because their goals are way too vague. All right. So some people might say, I want to make a lot of money. Well, what is a lot of money? It could mean anything to anybody. $1 million, $1 billion, $1 trillion, whatever it may be. Now, some people think $100 is a lot of money. Some people think $1,000 is a lot of money. So be very, very specific when it comes to actually making your goals. So you know exactly what you got to do to get there. You know exactly where you're going. Because if you don't know where you're going, any path will get you there. All right? So those are 10 things that will actually prevent you from actually reaching your goals. And I highly suggest, just write them down. All right, so let's go through them one more time. Watching too much TV, surrounding yourself with people who don't reach their goals, being selfish, being negative, starting too many projects and not focusing on one, listening to people who discourage you, not taking responsibility for your actions or why you're not achieving your goals. My favorite is procrastinating, lacking a higher purpose, and creating vague goals. So write those down, put them up somewhere, and make sure that you don't do them. All right. So those are 10 things that that can prevent you from achieving your goals. This is Jeremy Watson. I hope you enjoyed this audio. I will talk to you later.